It's a wonderful day. Let's begin. Hello everyone, myself Ganesh Mukhmale, 2nd MBBS from GMC Gondia. I am presenting a clinical case here. The case is a 19-year-old female, that is a female of reproductive age, presents for evaluation of pelvic pain. The pain is progressively worse over a past week. She also have some burning sensation with urination and vaginal discharge. She is sexually active and had 4 lifetime partners. That is, she having multiple sexual partners. She takes oral contraceptive pills and occasionally use condoms. She appears no acute distress and does not have a fever. Her abdomen is soft with moderate lower abdomen tenderness. On pelvic examination, she noted to have yellow cervical discharge and significant cervical motion tenderness. No uterine or adrenal masses are palpated, but mild tenderness is noted. Gram stain of cervical discharge reveals only multiple polymorphonuclear leukocytes. That is, increase in level of neutrophils, so it could be an infection. So now, this is a provided diagram of a gram stain showing only increased neutrophils and does not any disease causing organism or pathogen. From the symptoms and clinical findings of given case, I will make a differential diagnosis first, then I will confirm it with related lab tests and techniques. Now, what is differential diagnosis? In medicine, differential diagnosis is a distinguishing of a particular disease or a condition from other that present with similar clinical features. So as per the definition, now I can exclude disease that does not related to this case. For that, let's use mnemonic vindicatum. So from our case, it is clearly seen that from clinical findings, this is either a case of inflammatory disease or infectious disease. As it shows tenderness and pain, it could be an inflammation, and shows increased neutrophils, so it could be an infection. Or maybe both, that infection may lead to inflammation. Now we consider a second symptom, that is yellow cervical discharge. The yellow cervical discharge implies that it could be a STD, that is sexually transmitted disease, or a bacterial infection. But I will also take pregnancy into consideration as the female is of reproductive age, because pregnancy shows yellow cervical discharge called as early pregnancy discharge with increased neutrophils. Both yellow cervical discharge and increased neutrophil are indicated in given case, so it could be a possibility that a female should be pregnant woman. But as she is on OC pills and have been using barrier method of contraception, I will exclude this possibility. Now further, I have 6 diseases including STD and bacterial infection which shows yellow cervical discharge. Now the upper 3, that is herpes, HIV or AIDS and syphilis, shows lesions in genital area. As pelvic examination does not show any lesion, I will eliminate these diseases also. Now I have 2 bacterial infections, that is gonorrhea and chlamydia, and a parasitic infection, trichomonasis. As the gram staining of gonorrhea and trichomonasis clearly shows disease causing pathogen in it, and the provided gram stain diagram does not show any organism with increased neutrophils, so it could be a chlamydial infection. But chlamydia itself has 3 subspecies, that is chlamydia trachomatis, chlamydia sicciti and chlamydia pneumoniae. As sicciti and pneumonia are related to respiratory disorders, and during examination we does not have any complaint of respiratory or any respiratory discomfort, so we'll exclude these 2 possibilities. Now I got Chlamydia trachomatis as a causative organism, that is differential diagnosis is chlamydia trachomatis. Now let's confirm the diagnosis with lab test and techniques. We already had done gram staining, which is our provided diagram, which shows increased neutrophils, which is indicative of chlamydial infection. Now the Castaneda and Jisma stain in chlamydial infection show inclusion bodies, and these inclusion bodies of chlamydia trachomatis can be stained with Lugol's iodine because of presence of glycogen matrix. But NAAT, that is nucleic acid amplification test, is the best method for this. Currently, NAAT is a diagnostic assay of choice for chlamydial infection. So, NAAT will confirm my diagnosis of chlamydial trachomatis. Now, consider risk factors. That is, risk factors for chlamydial infection are age 14 to 25 years, that is early reproductive age, having multiple sexual partners, not using barrier method of contraception, and OC pills. As these are supportive of chlamydial infection, so it could be a, so now we are approaching to a confirmation of our differential diagnosis, that is chlamydia trachomatis. But chlamydia trachomatis itself causes many diseases based on serotypes. Now, the species chlamydia trachomatis has been divided into three subgroups based on their serotypes. Serotypes ABC, D2K, and L1, L2, L3. Serotypes ABC causes trachoma, which is an ocular disease. No ocular sign or does not any eye inflammation or infection shown. So exclude this. Lymphogranuloma venereum does not show any sign of this also. So we will further eliminate this. Now in serotype D2K, we have three diseases, that is genital chlamydiasis, inclusion conjunctivitis, and infant pneumonia. As the female age is 19-year-old, eliminate infant pneumonia and inclusion conjunctivitis further. No any eye infection, exclude this. So we got a final disease, that is a genital chlamydiasis caused by chlamydia trachomatis. This is our final diagnosis, that genital chlamydiasis caused by chlamydia trachomatis. So until now we reached to the final diagnosis. Now the most important part, that is management of patient. It comprises of treatment and prevention. Now the genital infection is of two types, that is uncomplicated and complicated. For uncomplicated, the drug of choice is azithromycin 1 gram single dose, or alternatively doxycycline, tetracycline, erythromycin, and ofloxacin for 7 days. But for complicated infection, there are two drug of choice, that is doxycycline or erythromycin. Doxycycline 100 mg twice a day, or erythromycin 500 mg 4 times a day for 2 weeks for PID, that is pelvic inflammatory disease. So we follow the treatment of complicated genital infection as the patient complains of pelvic pain and could be an inflammation leads to salpingitis or fallopian tube infection, because it is indicated in chlamydia, so it could be our treatment. So now the prevention. In prevention, the most important is social awareness, but at individual level we treat both sex partners and ask them to use barrier method of contraception and maximally try to avoid oral contraceptives. Abstain sex till 7 days after starting the treatment, and periodic screening of high risk group for the disease, that is young woman or early reproductive age woman having multiple sexual partners. Thank you.